Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Manufacturing Process Tutorial 2022 Manufacturing System Laboratory.
In this video, it will be explained about what personal protective equipment must be used by practicants. First, APD is a wear pack. Wear pack is one type of clothing used with the aim that the practicant is well protected from possible minor to severe injuries. In addition, wear packs are used to protect the practicant's body from the scrub. The second APD, namely gloves. Gloves or safety gloves is one of the personal protective equipment to protect the hand when doing work. Cold, radiation, electric current, impacts, gloves, and scratch by sharp or raw objects. Safety glasses. Safety glasses serve to protect the eye area from harmful influence such as high light intensity and residual materials that can harm eye health such as scarf. Masks. Masks are APD that are used to protect the practicants from dust left or scrub off from the material work process. And the last one is shoes. Shoes are APD that is worn to avoid the risk of accident on the feet. In addition to avoid accidents, shoes are also used to increase the effectiveness of the operator's movement at the time of performing work. So there are the APD that practicant must be wear in the manufacturing process tutorial.
In batch 1 of the tutorial, iron-based and MDF-based part will be made. The machine that will be used to make both parts are milling machine, drill, and jigsaw. The following is a milling machine that will be used in the manufacture of iron-based part. Some component must be known to be able to operate the milling machine. The first component is the vise. Vise is used to clamp the workpiece. The second component is the saddle traverse crank, which is used to move the work table forward and backward. The third component is the table traverse crank, which is used to move work table to the right and the left side. The fourth component is the operation control, which is used to turn on the milling machine. The fifth component is the spindle lock, which is used to lock the milling blade on the air bore. The sixth component is the feed handle and feed handle lock. The feed handle is used to move the milling blade and the feed handle lock is used to lock the feed handle. Before carrying out the process using a milling machine, first the practitioner prepares the workpiece and tools in the form of a vernier, marker, and coolant. Take measurement on the workpiece by giving a mark of 10 mm from the longest side of the workpiece. The first step is put the workpiece on the vise. Then point the workpiece perpendicular to the milling blade using the table traverse crank and saddle traverse crank. The second step is to release the feed handle by turning the feed handle lock. Lower the milling knife until it touches the surface of the workpiece. Then look at the milling machine measurement indicator as an initial measurement reference. Next step is to raise the feed handle and position the workpiece behind the milling knife. Set the position of the milling knife parallel to the mark that has been given. The next step is to lower the milling knife 30 mm from the previous measurement reference point. Turn on the milling machine by turning the operation control toward reverse. Perform the process of feeding the workpiece by slowly rotating the saddle traverse crank to the end of the other side. Give coolant periodically to reduce the heat temperature arising from the feeding process carried out. Turn off machine by turning the operation control to its original position. Refeed with a depth of 50 mm from the reference point. Turn off the machine by turning the operation control. Release the vice lock and take the workpiece. This is workpiece result from the side feeding process using milling machine.
The next step is to do the workpiece pin punching using tools in the form of hammer, caliper, marker, and pin punch. The first step is to measure the workpiece. Give a size of 25 mm from the right side of the workpiece. And from that point give a size of 20 mm to the inside of the workpiece and then give a point mark using a marker. The second step is to do the pinching by placing the workpiece on the face. Then do the pinching using a pin punch and hammer. Do the pinch right at the point that has been given before. The following is the result of the pin punching. The workpiece that has been pinned will then be lightly drilled. The following is the drilling machine that will be used. There are components that must be known to be able to operate a drilling machine. The first component is feed handle. Feed handle functions to raise and lower the drill bit towards the workpiece. The second component is drill bit. Drill bit functions to make holes at the workpiece. The third component is face. The face is used to clamp the workpiece. And then the fourth component is switch and off. Switch and off functions to turn on and turn off the drilling machine. The first step is to prepare the workpiece. Put and lock the workpiece on the face of drilling machine. The next step is to turn on the drilling machine by pressing the switch and off on the machine. Doing the punching process by turning the feed handle to direct the drill bit to the workpiece. Return the feed handle to its original position. If a clear drilling groove has been formed, turn off the machine and take the workpiece. The following is the result of light drilling.
The next step in the process of making the iron base part is to drill with a milling machine with twist bits with a size of 14 mm. The first step is to place and lock the workpiece on the vise. The second step, adjust the position of the object just below the milling knife. The next step releases the feed hand lock. Then turn on the milling machine by turning the operation control to reverse. Perform the drilling process by lowering the feed handle until the drilling process occurs. During the drilling process, apply a coolant periodically to reduce the temperature rise and keep the milling blade from wear. During the drilling process, raise and lower the feed handle to optimize the process. After the workpiece is successfully perforated, turn off the milling machine by turning the operation control in the direction. Loosen the device lock and pick up the workpiece.
For the next step in making the MDF base, we will use a jigsaw machine. Jigsaw machine has three main components. The first component is on-off switch to turn on and off machine, and then speed adjustment button to adjust the speed of the saw blade on the jigsaw, and then table that use a base for the workpiece in cutting process. In the manufacturing of MDF base part, the following tools and materials are needed, namely MDF woods, markers, and vernier caliper. Take measurement of MDF material with a vernier calipers and marker with a length of 80 mm and width of 50 mm. Give a point mark and draw a line so that it forms a rectangle according to the predetermined size. To start the cutting process, turn on the machine by pressing the on switch and adjust the speed of the saw blade by turning the speed adjustment clockwise. The rules of the hand position cutting process must be between the size lines that have been made. The following is the hand position during the cutting process. Next is to make cuts according to the lines that we have been made before. Do the same things on the other side. Turn the speed adjustment button counterclockwise to lower the speed of the saw blade. Then press the switch off button to turn off the machine. The following is an MDF base part resulting from cutting MDF wood using a jigsaw machine.